Norton had indeed bluffed. Corey had never died before. Norton just hoped that his lies worked. He has never physically made a body or even knew a way to do that. He didn't even know how to get Corey's soul back without burning the house down. But if he would have done that and Corey would have come back, Corey would remind him that he did that till the day he dies. Whining and complaining about the other ways he knew how to do that no one but Corey knew of. And if someone would have asked, how did he knew that? Then he would answer, it's common knowledge, everyone knows that. And he would start whining and complaining again. That thought didn't seem to inspire Norton to do anything, so he just decided to wait. Wait for Corey to be Corey and somehow just find his own way out. And if he takes too long, then bye-bye house. Bye-bye house. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Corey was jumping in the darkness. At least he was thinking that he is doing that. Since the moment that he had lost his body, he is very confused as to how the dynamics of this place work. There isn't any light and no one is speaking to him. Only sounds of his footsteps makes him believe that he is moving forward. Some screams finally start to make distinct sounds, screeches that seem to echo through the whole place. This is a similar noise to the one I heard before in the house, thought Corey. Where's noise? There should be something making a noise, and that means that there should be something letting out this noise. How would it leave this place without an exit, or at least a hole? I think I am now smaller than before, so that means that I can fit through anything. Corey was as always overthinking. But it was fine, since he was moving closer and closer to the place where sound was coming from. Finally, one bright spot in the whole darkness, like a small LED light that was about to fade out, was shining in the sun-ending void. The closer he got, the louder it became. It had become so loud that he couldn't even hear his own footsteps. He stopped jumping and started running towards it as fast as he could. The light didn't even become bigger, brighter. It stayed the same size the whole time. When he finally reached it, he backed and ran through it, turned around, and just stared at it for a few seconds. Why is it so loud? How can I turn it off? He tried to put it in between his palms, but it just slipped through. He tried again and again, faster and faster, throwing his hands in the air and hitting the light again and again. Why doesn't it want to shut up or just stay in my hands? Like I am not falling through the floor, so why can't I just take this light and shut it up? He tried a few more times, stopped, looked at it, and bit it. But even that didn't help. Quite the opposite. Even though light wasn't really in his head and his head was just in the place where light was before, it had become so loud to the point he was starting to feel emotional pain. It's not possible to die twice, right? He thought to himself. After some time that felt like hours, he finally sat beside it and laid down. Complete darkness. Nothing to see, nothing to do, except for listening to a screech that light was still making, still screaming, still screeching, still existing, still being there. Corey breathed out. Fuck it, I'll just join in. He screamed with the light looking at it and waiting if it will start doing anything. He screamed louder and louder and louder and louder, as loud as he possibly could. While screaming, he started looking around. He saw a huge layer of fog, like cotton candy made of dust, light and almost see-through, covering everything in his sight. Okay, we're finally seeing something. As he stopped screaming, darkness again covered everything in his sight. Motherfucker! He screamed it so loud that Norton jumped up and, not seeing anything changed, laid back down. Corey for a second saw eyes looking at him, and the whole place shined brighter than before, but as fast as it lit up, it also faded, and he was back in the darkness. Realization that he is not alone, that someone is looking at him, checking out what he is doing, inspired him. World of possibilities right in front of his eyes. Now it wasn't just Norton who he could annoy, bother. It was a whole ass fucking floor full of beautiful, colorful eyes that were paying attention. Interesting, he smirked. Norton finally woke up. He picked up his bag and rummaged through it, trying to find something to tell him time. Not finding anything, he went and checked Corey's, but the only thing that could tell at least some kind of time was a stopwatch. I didn't know that he even had stopwatch. Where did he even get it? Why did he think that he'll need it? Murmured beneath his breath. I don't think I'll ever understand what's going through his mind. Hey, you! Hey! Hey, I know you can hear me. Can you speak? Shouted Norton. What? What do you need? By any chance, do you know what time or day it is? Do you really think that we have something here to keep time with? Fair point. I guess I'll have to start moving. He took his and Corey's bag, got up, shook off as much dust and mold as he could, and went straight to the window. Without thinking twice, he broke it. House didn't even react. Nobody expected from him to break anything. Hey, what are you doing? Nothing much. Gonna be back soon. Norton went to his car, picked up gasoline and lighter that he had nicely hidden from Corey in the back seat of the car's chair. I didn't think I will need it, he thought to himself. Corey will kill me for this, but I don't see other ways to get him out. He went back to the house and started pouring gasoline all around it. Hey, what are you doing? Since no one knows the time and I finally feel rested, I think it's time for some barbecue. Don't you want your friend back? Do you know a way to get him back? If yes, tell me now, or enjoy the sun. Dolls completely shut up. Everyone was quiet, and the only sounds that were all around them were the sounds of screeches from house, wind, and pouring of gasoline that Norton was pouring as if it would never end. Okay, there is a way. Doll's voice was shaking. Corey was quietly listening to what the dolls were saying. He couldn't hear to whom they were talking to, but he was 100% sure that they were talking to Norton, and that Norton was about to do something amazing or something very, very stupid. Both of the options seemed very entertaining to Corey, so he decided to wait before continuing his own plan. Listen, it's easy peasy. You don't even have to do much. Just collect the mold that his body left, burn it, and voila! Corey's face dropped. He tried to scream, but only a squeak came out before the whole house went quiet. Sounds too easy to be true, said Norton. Corey calmed down, but house was still completely quiet. What guarantee do I have that you are not lying? None. You will just have to trust us. Norton stopped, looked around. It had become so quiet that if there would have been mice, they would have been able to hear them. After a few minutes, he went back to pouring gasoline around the house. There is no point in trusting you, he whispered. Wait! Stop! Don't do it! Dolls are screaming in the background. Corey wasn't sure what to do. He wasn't surprised by Norton's decision, just shocked. Norton, determined to finish what he started, stared at gasoline can and house, making sure that every last drop is poured out. When he finally finished, he took out his lighter, looked at it, and smiled. I knew that I will use it on the strip, he thought to himself. Any last words? He screamed to the dolls. Before they could answer, he lit and threw his lighter, turned around, and went back to the car. I knew we shouldn't have come to this place. Thank you for watching. Trigger warning, I'm making a character in an uncanny valley style. Don't watch it if you're easily triggered. Hello and welcome back. On today's episode I'm creating a cyborg. When I was creating it I thought, how much can a human be modified until it stops being a human? Like, okay, there exist people with disabilities, so we know from that most of the body can be modified, and it seems that only brain makes the person. But it also can be modified, so at which point does human lose its humanity, even slowly being transformed? I came to the conclusion that as long as there is at least one part from human body, it is still counted as cyborg human, but the moment every part is technology, it's robot. If robot still has a consciousness of human and it still has feelings, can it still be counted as human? And if yes, then what about when does it become human? I don't have answers to these questions, and this was my little existential crisis. Thank you for watching! I'm making a cyborg doll with separate parts. Please don't watch it if you are affected by uncanny valley effect. Hello and welcome back. On today's episode I'm continuing my overthinking about robots, since I didn't finish thinking about it yesterday. Pluses if humans start slowly being transformed into machines. Cheaper body parts, longer living. Minuses, most likely we'll try to use it as an excuse to overwork people. We'll put unrealistic expectations on all humans depending on the performance of modified humans. We'll expect that somehow rest won't be needed. If body parts would become cheaper than fixing them, then also I wouldn't try to fix parts, but would try to run down the humans, which could affect health of humans and machines. This was my today's overthinking. If you'd like to add something, write it in the comments. Thank you for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today I don't think this creation needs a warning, but just in case, I am creating a human with separate parts like yesterday, but this doesn't have that uncanny valley effect, but just human with a very baby-like face and adult body. Don't have nothing to add about robots either, so today I'm going to talk about my sculpt. When I started this creation, I had drawn a picture where upper body's muscles were used as part of the dress, but I saw how I made the back and I thought it looked too nice, too good, compared to my previous work to just take it and modify it, so I left it and changed my idea to just a human sculpt. When I was making shoes, I thought it would be funny to make not normal shoes but outlets, since I haven't seen outlets made into shoes, though that could be a fun idea for shoes in real life, but I'm not sure how would it support the feet if they were made in reality. This was my today's creation. Thank you for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today I'm creating a human. Start by making face, then body, then pants, boots, but those are not the most interesting parts about this character, so I'll just skip them. When I got to the arms, I didn't want to create them, so I decided that today is the day I'm going to create hair. And the best hairstyle for this character were buns. Why buns? Because it looks cute and everyone deserves to feel cute. When I finally got to the arms, I thought that no, I don't want normal human arms, so I made cannon arms. But when I thought about it, I came to the conclusion that it is very not functional. So now this character has hands that can be taken off and turned into cannons, cause why not? And by the end it looked way too much like a woman, and I know how much YouTube doesn't like when I don't cover up humans, so I did that. And this is how this creation came about. Thank you for watching.